Good morning, Wild Pack. Aroo! I don't know why I'm feeling like chimpanzee energy this morning. I'm going to be doing chimp noises the whole way through this. That may not be a chimp, but good morning, everybody. Tell me you can hear me. Yes, good morning. What's up, y'all? Aroo! Get a teapot. Get it. Y'all, this is going to be some crazy, beautiful crazy up in here this morning. So crazy. So let's get our good mornings. And I know it's not a bear. I know, but bears grunt much like pigs. It's not sexy, but, I'm working on my bear though. My bear growl is really, really good. My bear roar is really good, as all of my ex-husbands will tell you. All two of them. I love, you know what? I think I'm just going to sit here and watch the comments as they come in. Y'all are the funniest people on the planet. I'm telling you now. But listen, serious business. We actually are going to get started, like right this very momento, because, I am going to do readings today, and, it is Healing Wednesday. And the kookiest chain of events happened yesterday that let me know I'm supposed to talk to you all today, channel messages for you all today about synchronicity. And when it came to me yesterday that was what was supposed to be kind of the subject or the healing for this morning, I was like, really? How can synchronicity be healing? And boy, did spirit clonk me right on the head. And they were like, really, Bernadette? And then I was shown about 100 bajillion ways. So hi all. Have a 60-year-old having a tantrum. Because once you're over 60, you're allowed to tantrum all you want. That's why. So let's talk about this for just a second, because, you know, if you were, oh gosh, sorry. Let me get my I'm so already in the zone. I did this crazy, deep, crazy heavy meditation right before the session. So if I look a little like la, 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 because I'm way out in theta state. So, thank you to Teapot. Amy cannot join us this morning. But thank you to Teapot. So Teapot, welcome to the jungle. It's all on you today. Okay. So, also if you see people, you know, sweating you to get readings, from them in the chat, those are scammers. They're trolls. They're none of my people. My people don't do that. I don't do that. Hey, Keith, if you're talking to me about mom, yeah, that's none of my people. So please don't click on them. You're just going to get taken for a ride, and they're going to tell you some kind of kooky stuff like, I'll sell you $1,000 candle to get rid of all of your problems. So also, I just want to remind everybody, I'm going to be on vacation from July 22nd, which is just a couple days from now, through August 4th. I'll be back in the saddle on August 5th. Thank you very much for all of the kind wishes for me to have a happy and relaxing and restful and healing vacation. It's going to be all that, because I'm going to click my heels 3 times, and we're going to go to Kansas with a good friend of mine. So also, there are 2 things about this whole session this morning, and I know we all have a lot of fun, and I love that. Like, it's one of the many reasons my family was like, you've got to stop talking about those people, Bernadette. You're obsessed with you're obsessed. I'm like, well, they're really cool people. So anyway, I'm obsessed with y'all. And, but this is, I hope y'all do have fun this morning, but I really hope that you get the message, because it's going to light you up. So first of all, we're going to talk about synchronicities. However, that being said, these are going to be synchronicities specifically as it pertains to investment. And what that means is investment, whether it's financial, although I'm probably going to say this 1,000 times. I'm not a financial advisor. Goodness knows I'm not a financial advisor. And it has to do with anything that you would invest your energy in. That might be finances. Finances might be on your mind. A relationship, yourself, your own self-actualization or self-development or spiritual awakening, or, you know, relationships of any kind. What do you want to invest your time in? So, I don't know that so many of us really look at it like that. We just kind of go through our lives, and we don't stop to think, well, hey, if I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to have this conversation, is this something that I really want to invest my time in? And one of the ways that you can know that if you're really on the fence about something is the synchronicities. And you can ask the universe to show you via synchronicities about something, and sure enough, spirit will show up. Spirit might send spirit totem and power animals. You might see angels, angel numbers, repeating numbers. You might get a reading, an astrology reading or a tarot reading or a psychic reading. But that's fine. Gosh, that's great. If you've got a great reader, you've got somebody that can help you, fantastic. And I mean, really mean that, fantastic. But synchronicities can be that clunk on the head where you're like, I just can't ignore this. So folks ask me a lot of times what really is a synchronicity. What is a synchronicity? And I'm like, well, it's where two situations or things that you hear or people or, an experience of some kind, they have to do with each other. There's a really close link between them, but they come from disparate or different, not alike, in no way, shape, or form related situations. Let me tell you how this happened yesterday. So I was on the phone with a friend of mine. She's in the entertainment business. And both of these gals have given me permission to use their names in the video. And we were having a conversation about, I don't even remember. I think it wasn't anything related to business, or it was kind of a personal conversation. So all of a sudden, I was called to open some mail while I was on the phone with her, which is something I never do. I really like to be present and give people my full attention. But I opened some mail, and sure enough, from Pearl, you all will know Pearl from the forums as Pearlized. You'll know her on here as Pearlized. She sent me the sweetest, all the way from England. It's called a Whitby Good Luck Duck. A Whitby Good Luck Duck. It was the cutest darn thing I ever saw in my life, because I love ducks. I just do. And so when I looked at that duck, all of a sudden the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I said to my friend, you guys will know her as Tava on YouTube, in the comments, was Terralyn, and she changed her name to Tava. But I said, listen, well, I know we're just chatting, but I really feel like I've got a message for you. And she said, yeah, please. Are you kidding me? So I gave her the message, and it was about an investment of something to, here we go. Horia Lakon, you are our first winner of the day. Band block. I got your band block, and you is gone. Wow. Okay. So I said, I gave her the message, and it was specifically about a project that she's been kicking around in her head. Should I make the investment? Should I put the time in? Should I make the financial investment? Will it fly? So on and so forth. And I was like, here's why I know that this message is for you. So, hold on. Let me find the paper. I thought I kept it out, but I'll remember exactly what it says. So, because I read it like 1,000 times yesterday. Okay. So these cutie pie little ducks are made in Whitby, England, and they were started decades ago. And what they were started for were friends that were in theater and performers. And they would carry these little lucky ducks as talisman on stage with them and amulets on stage with them to bring them good luck in their performance. Okay, so that's where you start to think, okay, well, am I really having a synchronistic event, or is it synchronicity versus coinkydink versus coincidence, right? Personally, I don't believe in coincidence. I can't prove it to you. I'm not saying that coincidence does not exist. I'm saying that I personally do not believe it. And whether through my belief that it doesn't exist, it just doesn't exist in my world, and so many synchronistic events happen, maybe I've created that reality for myself. But nonetheless, I didn't think it was a coincidence. So I said, hey, listen, you got to hear this. So I told her about the duck, And I read the little paper. Sorry, you guys, I don't know what I did with it. I thought I had it sitting right here. I read the little paper about these ducks were originally made for people in theater and performers. She's in the film and television business. Then she says, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, "What's going on?" She said, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh." Okay. So she tells me this story. I've never heard this story before. It's not like we talk all the time. You know, we're buddies, but we don't talk every week or every day or even every month. She says, right, duck is the sun card. Lily, we're going to get to that in just a minute. Thank you for remembering that. That's very sweet. Okay, so apparently she has a love affair with this whole flock of ducks, and it's all family, these ducks, that have been hanging at her pad down in South Florida for forever. And I guess she lives on, I don't know, water, canal. I don't know where she lives, but it's near water and there are ducks there. But she has like mothered this flock of ducks and she loves them. They are her spirit animal. I was like, what? Okay. So then she further tells me that she was compelled to buy the domain 24ducks.com, knowing that she would start a business that would need that domain name. She just didn't know what at the time, but she bought 24ducks.com. Okay. So if you want to know, okay, like you see something synchronistic, you see some synchronicity happen, you're like, okay, what is synchronicity trying to tell me? You know, what is synchronicity a sign of? Is this actually a sign from the universe? You know, how does synchronicity work? Is this how people will go over and over and over and over this in their mind. I don't know why. It just seems a little difficult for people to believe. Right, Pearl? I know. See, you're staggered. You should have seen me yesterday because your duck story, Pearl, you tipped off a duck. Pearl, you tipped off a duck story like nobody's business. But here's the other thing, y'all. Pearl's last name is Carter. My maiden name is Carter. I grew up Bernadette Carter. King is my married last name. How do you like them apples? So not only did it come from a Pearl, and I actually have a Facebook page called Pearls of Wisdom because when I traveled to England, I took a giant stuffed unicorn with me. And you know how people do this thing where they take a stuffed animal with them and they photograph them everywhere and that kind of thing. Oh my God, got to see pictures of this unicorn and all these people just holding her in love. It's cool. So I actually have a page called Pearls of Wisdom, right? Okay. So there's this whole thing going on. And then I was like, well, I'm getting more messages for you, you know, Tara. Can I go ahead? Pearl, you never connected the names? How is that possible? Girl, and this is why they call it synchronicity. Okay. So then we're sitting around talking about, you know, this thing she wants to do and how this is a big sign. And I went, wait a minute. I said, the duck is the sun card in the arc. And I went through the whole story of why that little yellow duck wanted to be the sun card. That's a whole other conversation, and yet still involved duck. But the duck led us to the sun card, which the sun card is about taking center stage. That is if you look on anybody's site, on anybody's book, it's taking center stage, right? It's in the traditional tarot card. It's that little baby and the baby's on top of the horse and he's out like this. And he's just the cutest little thing smiling with the sunflower wreath, the whole 9 yards. Okay. So we chuckled at all the synchronicity and we talked about synchronicity for a little while. And then we got off the phone. Well, okay. So, okay, ready? Okay. So here's how I know all the synchronicity stuff today has got to be about investments, investment of time, investment of money, investment of your heart, investment of your emotions, investment of your mind. And when you're a sensitive, when you're intuitive, everybody's intuitive, everybody's empathic, everybody's sensitive to a degree, everybody's psychic, every living thing, let me just say that. That's science. It can be really tough to get things that that disturb your demons off your mind and your spirit. Somebody asked earlier, I saw it earlier. Somebody asked about getting rid of displaced anger. I don't remember who that was. But I looked at that question and I said, that is about as perfect a question as could possibly be for the Wednesday Wild Healing. Because when people start to walk a spiritual path, I find that the first thing they turn their attention to is anger. I shouldn't be angry. If I were truly spiritual, if I were truly awakened, I wouldn't experience anger. I would be Zen the whole time. Really? There's so many things that go into being angry. Chemicals, situations, past lives, nature versus nurture, communication styles. I mean, listen, I've got to believe that the Dalai Lama, purportedly one of the most spiritual people on the planet, gets torqued sometimes. I've got to believe that. I maybe he doesn't, but I've got to believe he does. So, all that said, it is right. The anger is showing something, right? And sometimes anger, why is it so awful? I just don't get it. That being said, what I will say is this: to invest in that anger too long, now that could be a problem. And that's where synchronicity and investments come in this morning. What do you really want to invest in? Yesterday, I got a letter from somebody. I looked at that letter. I opened that letter. I thought, did they really take the time to lick a stamp and put a stamp on it and send that through? Really? Who makes that? Who does that? And I just marveled at this letter. But here's the other thing that happened. So I think I mentioned VV collectibles and VV NFTs to you guys, I don't know, earlier in the week, last week or something, because it really is changing. Those of you that are experiencing, you're like, I just feel like everything is shifting. I feel like I'm having, like my whole life is an out-of-body experience. People are really having struggles with this, y'all. I get dozens of emails a day where people are just like, I don't know what's happening to me. And what I want to tell them is exactly, Nikki, the first one there is fear. Precisely. So that said, so what I believe is happening globally is there's such an energetic shift going on, and blockchain technology, quantum technology, all of those things are really playing a part in it. When you start looking at the people that work in those sectors that are really educated and teach in those sectors, it makes perfect sense. So yesterday, I was looking at VV collectibles. I'm sitting here I literally took a 5-minute break, which is 4 more minutes than I normally take in a day. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to psych out on this. I'm going to get a psychic. I'm going to start writing down my psychic predictions for the value of the token that matches VV collectibles, which is called Ecomi. I think I told you guys, because for those of you that have children, or you're a big gamer, or you love somebody that's a big gamer, this is forever changing the landscape of gaming. Period. End of story. I'm telling you, get in on it now, because a year from now, your kid or whoever loves gaming is going to be saying VV, 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 VV. That's all you're going to hear. So, all that said. So I'm sitting here very quiet, and I'm doing these projections in my mind. Ding! My doorbell rings. Are you ready for this? It was Amazon, because Amazon's always at my house. See this box? It's a Space Jam box. Okay, y'all, my vitamins came in this Space Jam box. Vitamins. My Nature's natural food-based multivitamin for women over 40. I love them. They're great. Came in a Space Jam box. I literally had to sit down in a chair in my living room, because just yesterday, it was either yesterday or it was the day before, VV Collectibles, there was a whole big thing about them and having NFTs having to do with Space Jam. Come on now, y'all. Who sends vitamins? Who sends vitamins in a Space Jam box? Who does that? Space Jam. Space Jam. Okay, Space Jam. Who does that? Okay. So I guess I got my question answered. And for me at that moment, it was about investment, right? And so, I know, right, Lisa? All Amazon, but anything Amazon I've ever gotten, even if I bought it from an individual seller, it comes in a plain cardboard box. I don't care what it is. It comes in a plain cardboard box. It was nuts. A Space Jam box. I'm going to keep that box forever and ever. So, aliens do. That's funny, Nikki. So, apparently, these are going to be the best vitamins I've ever taken in my life, because the synchronicity is just nuts. Now, here's the thing. Amazon, same day dude took off to space. What? Kelly? Hey, oh, yeah. Didn't Bezos take off to space yesterday? Was that yesterday? Somebody will know. I don't watch the news. I can't stand the news. So here's the thing. Sometimes spirit will put right in your path synchronicity and synchronistic events that are so obvious, Stevie Wonder could see them. And sometimes it's more subtle than that. Because I do what I do every day, my electrical system, my brain, my heart, my chakras are calibrated, and I do mean calibrated, to be ultra sensitive to everything so that I don't miss anything for anybody. It's not possible to be 100% accurate 100% of the time. It's just not. But I pick up on a lot of synchronicities, and sometimes people think I'm nuts until the things happen, and then I'm not so nuts. So one of the things that I would invite you all to consider, if you are trying to consider what to invest your time in, your heart, your money, your time, your headspace, like for instance, that letter I got yesterday, I just tossed it. And I didn't think about it again until this morning. And I won't think about it again ever. And because that, always remember, when you can't get out of your own way, somebody has control of you. Now, it might be you. And that's okay. But if you had control over yourself, you would find a way out of whatever you don't want to feel, you don't want to do, because you are not meant to be shackled. You're just not. Your spirit is not meant to be shackled at all. So, that said, when we allow others and their actions and their words and their deeds to get us riled up, it's one thing to be riled up for a bit. It's a completely different thing to perseverate on it for years. Like the people who can't ever get over their divorces, like the people that can't ever get over the money that they lost, the money they never had, the career they should have had, the this they shoulda, coulda, woulda. You didn't. Okay. I'm sorry. We all have that in our life. And I'm sorry that it's hurtful to you. But the time that you're investing, the heart you're investing, the headspace you're investing in that, there's only some... Listen, wouldn't you rather invest your time and energy in something that's going to do you some good? Right? Okay. So I will tell you that. Oh, here's the other thing I want to say about synchronicity. Very important. Man, I hope you all listen to this. I don't even know any other way to say this other than it is critical that when you are considering synchronicities, or you're asking for them to come into your life to give you signs from the universe, messages from spirit, that kind of thing, be really clear that you are not manifesting, using the law of attraction, spell work, daily affirmations, prayers to create the synchronicity. What that means is this. You want a desired outcome, and you're wondering if that desired outcome is going to happen. Should you invest your time, your money, your heart, your whatever? Okay. And you orchestrate a series of events that would lead you to conclude that you've gotten a sign from the universe when it's actually you manifesting something. And that is going to boil down to intention. Intention is everything, you all. Intention is everything. I think it was Monday. I said something like, I work really diligently for every word, anything that comes out of my mouth, because it sets an intention. It calibrates the energy field around me, to and from me, in a certain manner. And I only want that to be the way I want it to be. Usually it's goofball energy. So that said, really, Nikki? Nikki, when I first woke up, I made a deal with my guides to show me the synchronicity times 3. And here we're talking about synchronicity and healing. Go figure. All right. Oh, wow. Teapot, you got a 444? Wow. Holy cow. Okay. So all that said, what I'm going to do is, I am in a very super psychic space this morning. So rather than doing Wednesday like we normally do, which is a 3-card spread, past, present, future, I'm just going to answer questions. I'm going to answer the questions as I am told by Spirit to answer them. Please know that I do not play favorites. If you give a donation, I'm not going to come to you because you gave a donation. I hope that you would give from a free, glad, and open heart, and 50% of that goes to the animal charities that I support. But I am a psychic medium and a shamanic practitioner and a shamanic journeyer. I don't dance. I do exactly what Spirit tells me to do and nothing else. Not like I'm an automaton. It's just that I've learned that is, to be in the flow like that is always beneficial for me and everybody around me. So, having said that, here, Axie, don't ask me, should you adopt a new kitty? You know my answer to that is going to be yes. Okay. But here's the thing. I only want questions that have to do with synchronicity and investment. Should I invest my time in this? Should I invest my heart in this? Is this a good investment or a poor investment for me to do this? Bernadette, do you think this is synchronistic? So on and so forth. And let's take it like that. And so, a Sphinx kitty cat named Bambi. Okay, Axie, let me just tell you what I'm picking up on psychically for you. The only question I have is, I feel there's a moving under you. I feel like there's a movement under you, meaning, are you moving? Are you moving careers, relationship, houses, that kind of thing? And the only thing is, about adopting the kitten is that it is the move is the only concern. Yes to all of that. Okay. Actually, true or not true, you have an affinity for Egypt, things Egyptian, or things that are a little more mysterious, a little more mysterioso. A little more mysterioso. Well, okay, now, okay, there we have it. All right. So I know that I'm in your energy. And so for those of you that are studying psychic mediumship, let me tell you what just happened. So I'm an evidential psychic medium. I asked Axie 3 questions, things that I could not possibly know. And she confirmed all of those things, and that's evidence. So what I'm about to tell her is she's been presented with evidence that the message that's coming, hopefully, is the correct message. Okay. Axie, if you keep repeating that she'll be so much work, she will. That is a manifestation if ever I saw one. I am not. I know what it takes to have Sphinx cats, and they do take time, but other cats will as well. Other animals will as well. I feel like you don't know her personality. You are kind of in love with her just because she's unusual, and you like that about her. You like the unusual. You like the ties to Egypt, but you've got to get to know her personality, because I'm hearing she's not like a normal Sphinx cat. She's very gentle and very sweet. Now, Sphinx cats are attitudinal. Attitudinal. They're like Siamese cats. So, actually, I would encourage you that I would encourage you to know that she could be very, very good for you, but only if you feel like you can truly love her, and that you won't constantly have in the back of your head how much work it is, how much work it is. That's not going to go well for her. That exact word. I don't know what that exact word is. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I was just talking to a lady about her personality. Right. Okay. So I feel like actually this cat would be very good for you. That is never a situation that I like an animal to enter into, where the animal is great for the person, but the person is not all in on the animal and you're not all in. If you, honest to goodness, in the deepest, deepest pit of your spirit, know that you can love this cat with your whole heart, because she's very sensitive and very gentle and very sweet. Find her a good home. But please keep her until you do find her a good home, or no good will come of that. Sorry to put that out there, but it's true. Okay. Earthwise, is the path that I'm on worth the investment of time that I'm in giving it, or should I invest my time elsewhere? Okay, Earthwise, that's a big question. That's a big question. I don't know if you mean your entire path, your relationship path, your work path. You guys, if you'll be specific, it will be very helpful. Earthwise. Okay. So here's what I'm hearing for you, Earthwise, and I'm going to... Oh. Okay. And there you have it. The Hierophant. So, Earthwise, the buck is the Hierophant, and that always speaks of big business. And there's something business related that you want to know about. That's really the path that you're asking about. Career, business, like your calling in life, what you gift to the world, what you do. And so, pardon me 1 second, y'all. I had this weird throat thing for a few days. Okay. I would encourage you that you are on absolutely the right path, but you have the wrong perspective. You're welcome, Axie. I don't know what your welcome is in French, so I'll just say soup du jour. I know nothing about French culture at all, except for a really good croissant is no joke. So, Earthwise, wrong perspective, right path. There's something that's asking you to be less grandiose about your approach or your judgment of teachers that are real, people that are real in that space. So, for instance, there's a pervasive thing in the New Age industry where it's almost a little bit like a following. I don't really want to use the C word like cult, but there's a perspective that if you are not diaphanous with long flowing locks, and you wear shimmery gauzy outfits and the most expensive crystals and whatever that you can find. Thank you, Axie. That is very kind. Thank you for the donation. That you can't possibly be a real psychic or a real healer. So there I don't even have any words for that. And yet it's true. So it is there's something kind of like that, Earthwise, that you are striving for, where you've got a vision in your head of, well, I've got this skill set, but I need to present myself or my business or my something like this. And I keep hearing the word grandiose. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It just has to be real. People follow me. I'm real. They follow me. I do okay. And my biggest hope is that it's helpful to people, right? Mostly I want it to be helpful to animals, but people are animals. So if you can get out of your head about that, or maybe Nope, it's exactly what I keep hearing is grandiose, grandiose. Um, it is, oh, because that's the thing. I feel like Earthwise, let me just say this one more thing. I feel like there's a fair amount of frustration around you that you are hit and miss on what you do. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever watch the cooking shows and the chefs, you know, the people that are competing, they'll have this brilliant dish one day and the next day you're like, did you just bring us a chicken nugget on a toasted bun? Right? Okay. It's like that. You've gotta, what? Aaron Fucci. I love that. Okay. So you've got a thing, a perspective about what your goal is. You got to get rid of that perspective because you're actually really, really, really good at what you do. And that's all you need. That's all you need. I really hope that's helpful. Okay. Peter Moa. Okay. What kind of path should I take for spiritual? I'm very lost. Okay. Are you asking me what you invest your time in? You're not lost. Nobody's ever lost. If we're lost, that implies we're nowhere. You're somewhere. You're not lost because no matter where you go, there you are. So stop saying you're lost. Yes, that's a directive right from Mama Bear. Stop saying you're lost. You're not. Why do you have to choose a path? That makes no sense. Let me tell you why that makes no sense, Peter. When I step into your energy, I literally am seeing almost a version of the NBC logo where the peacock tail feathers spread out and it's all the colors of the rainbow. And I really am seeing it just like that. And it's this color, this color, this color, this color, which to me means all of the different, you know, venues or lanes or paths of spirituality. You like them all and you resonate with them all. And so why can't you be a smorgasbord? Why can't you be a smorgasbord? Now, what I am hearing is that if you're not working as a healer, you should be. I hope you're thinking about it. And maybe you are a nurse, a doctor, a radiologist, or this or that or whatever, you know, in kind of Western medicine, but you are at your core a healer. You know, what's interesting is your energy, Peter, reminds me of that Sphinx cat's energy. Just gentle, very wise, notices everything. You're the person that stands in a room that stands back from everyone, and people may even not notice immediately, but you notice your eyes are like cat's eyes. They notice every single minute anything that goes on in the room. It's almost like you can see, Peter, it's almost like you can see, hold on. Yes, I don't know what that means. Yes, I don't know who you're answering. Hold on. I'm trying to catch up with the chat and also give Peter this reading. So Peter, it's almost like if we were all watching a movie and we could see the electricity that crackles between people when they say something to each other, when they interact, when they think something about each other, you see the future. You literally can see that. So I'm unclear why you think you're lost. I don't think you're lost at all. What I think is that I don't know that you even want to formalize your healing into a quote unquote business, but you got to feed yourself, right? So, but no matter where you think you are, really you should be in the lane of healing. You're a very fine healer, and you're very good. I'm also hearing, Peter, you're really good with hard-headed people. You're really good at talking people down from a ledge. Really good at talking people down from a ledge, and that's a talent all in of itself. So I hope that was helpful. You're very welcome, Peter. I'm moving on. Okay. Aaron Fucci, you crack me up. Okay. Joan Jurish, wondering what synchronicity is involved in me meeting my soulmate. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. If you're asking me, Joan, or anybody, if you all are asking me to say, well, in December, you're going to see the Phillips 76 sign. And if you go right at the sign, you're going to see a street named Dunkel Street. I don't know why. Okay, Joan, I don't know why this came up. I don't know why this came up. Here's what I'm going to tell you, Joan. If you see a Phillips 76 sign, like one of those antique Phillips gas stations, Phillips 76 signs, and there's something around the word Dunkel. I've never said that word before in my life. I don't even, is it a name? Is it a what? I don't even know. Dunkel? Really? Dunkel? There's something around that. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helped. Wowzers. Okay. Good morning from Eugene, Oregon. Hold on, I'm flipping back up, y'all. Kara, what are you dead about? I'm dead. Should I do tarot readings on YouTube? DD. When you are a little more experienced, yes. I don't get the feeling that you have a great deal of experience doing it, and people actually, here's the thing though, maybe not on YouTube to begin with, but maybe on Facebook first. Just do some private sessions, like private group sessions first, get a feel for it, and then put yourself out on YouTube. Listen, I'm all for anybody. Anybody that is helping other people through anybody that is helping others through readings, I'm all about it. Pooja Patel, you've asked for an energy healing. You love dogs. You love dogs. So I would encourage you to be around as many dogs as you can. And I'm going to ask dogs to send you great energy. Pooja Patel. That's a great stage name. I hope you're, I mean, clearly you're Indian. And so if you live in India, I hope you're involved in Bollywood. That's my dream. When I'm retired, I'm moving to India and I'm going to be a Bollywood star. You all think I'm kidding. I'm not. Okay. So let me see. I love your short hair too, Raven Jensen. Exactly. We are never off our path. It's a matter of tuning into it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Peter. That is very kind for... Baby lemon characters. You must have noticed my earrings, my lemon earrings this morning. That's because I saw Ron White last night, the comic. And there's a joke he says, I can't remember, something about if life gives you lemonade, he's coming over with a bottle of vodka. And he just cracks me up. He is so irreverent, and he's a good comic. Okay. Let's see. Larry Larson. Hola. Okay, you're welcome, D. Here's the thing, though. D, you got to be... Let me just say one more thing to you, D. I'm still in your energy. You're a very no-nonsense person. You're very matter-of-fact like me. I personally admire that in people, but some people, it really rubs them the wrong way. So temper that back a little bit, and I think you'll do great. Really great. Especially because I feel like you also really love animals. Which, that could sound like, well, Bernadette, anybody that's on your channel loves animals, but not everybody loves, like, their life as animals, right? Okay. Right? Yay, India. Let's do a, that is very sweet, Peter. That's really kind. Thank you for the donation, Bollywood star. Exactly. Okay. Hey, I'm missing questions. Did you guys have, no questions? Y'all, does somebody have cows or bulls or buffalo on their mind right now? Cows or bulls or buffalo? Cows or bulls or buffalo? Angel Heart, are you saying yes to the cow, bull, buffalo thing? Cow, bull, buffalo. Who's saying yes? Raja the cat, yes. Okay, buffalo. Okay. Did you see me, y'all? I went, okay, that's how it happens for me. Cows. Okay. Okay. I don't know what I ever did to get so lucky to do this job. This is just hilarious. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. Now I know. This is a cute little jar I have. I have a bunch of them that have animals on top of them. And I like cows as much as the next person, but I always grab the pig or the rooster when I want to bring like my cough drops or something, you know, in. But I was compelled to bring the cow this morning, and I thought, nah, whatever. But y'all, I grew up in the South. I've been in more cow pens. I've been around more bulls, and I spent a fair amount of time around Cowboy the bison over at Mystic Jungle Animal Sanctuary up here in High Springs, you know, not far from where I live in Florida. So I know what the breath and the hot air from their nose and what their presence behind you sounds like. And that's why I went like that, because I was like, who is behind me? So let me tell y'all something. For those of y'all that have buffalo, bison, cows, and steers and bulls, because that's no bull, on your mind right now, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see them in synchronistic ways that please, I'm begging you, write me on the forums. Well, on wildpackwisdom.com/forums. I just know y'all are gonna have some crazy kooky experiences with. I know y'all think I'm nuts, but I'm telling you, but that's how animals appear to me, y'all. Rosa, you live on a ranch? Who knew? Okay, so Michael Jordan Bulls. What does that mean, Kelly B? I don't know what that means. Oh, the basketball player. Girl, I don't know anything about sports. Can I just tell you? Okay. Jules, seeing a lot of cow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a lot of cow energy going on. Okay, listen, here's the story. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. I know the peanut butter oatmeal cookies you're talking about, Raven. The cow patties. I know exactly. Hey, Tanya. Hey, gorgeous. So y'all, there's something going on about cows and bulls and bison or buffalo. Y'all are going to see a lot. Those that have had them on your mind and had experiences, you're going to see a lot of synchronistic events. And the cow is the empress in the Arc Tarot. And when I look at this cow that's standing there, she doesn't look like a cow. She kind of looks like Jessica Rabbit. Like, she's beautiful. Like, not that a cow compared to Jessica Rabbit is not beautiful, but you get what I'm saying. And there's something, you know, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, the Empress card is about lush fertility, and there's all this green and all these beautiful flowers, these red flowers around her. And honestly, that's what I'm seeing. Is whatever this is that you are like, well, is this really synchronistic, and should I really invest my time in this? Please listen, have the ears to listen to this specific message. Absolutely, positively, unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you should invest in whatever you believe or feel or think or know is going to bring you long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. Say it with me. Long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. Okay. So for y'all that resonate with that, it's got to be. That's what it's got to be. Because y'all's cow and y'all's steer and y'all's bison is breathing hot air. I wouldn't be surprised if I started sweating, because it's breathing hot air down this side of my excellent long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. Long-lasting abundance. We should all do a march, like the Million Abundance March. Let's do that. Oh, that'll be awesome. The Million Abundance March. I don't even know what that means, Jason. I didn't read your question. I don't know what that means, honey. What does that mean exactly? I didn't answer your question. Long-lasting abundance. Let's get t-shirts made. Long-lasting abundance. Okay. That said, okay. Y'all give me a second. I got to tell these folks to go away. I don't know if you all know this about cows and steer. Bison, I'm not so sure about. Buffalo, I'm not so sure about. I've got to believe they do, but I haven't spent enough time around them. But I've spent a fair amount of time around cows, steers, bulls, a fair amount. First of all, the heifers, the babies, they're about as sweet as they can be. But there comes a point where the males get cantankerous, but they're funny. They've got senses of humor like you never saw in your life. Second only to pigs. Pigs are funny, funny, funny. They should be stand-up comics. Anyway, there you go. Long-lasting abundance. Long live abundance. All right, great. I'm going to go on to another question. Should I invest your time in social media to attract clients who... Nope. Lisa Benusin. Nope. Not the way you think. Lisa Benusin, do you have a thing for Lisa Benusin, do you have a thing for birds? I need to know this before I go on. Wow. Lisa Benusin, it's not Benusin, it's Ben Suisin. I'm murdering your last name. Lisa B. Do you have a thing for birds? Not I like them, but a thing for birds. I keep seeing bigger birds, parrots, macaws, maybe even hawks. Yes, birds. Okay. A thing though, right? Like you don't just like them, they're a thing for you. Is this correct? Okay. I'm going to go on with this message. I'm going to assume that is correct. Okay. You should not invest your time in social media the way you think you should invest your time. Okay, let me just say this. I probably should have made this. Dawn, you did not say I'll try. No, you did not. Okay, I'll try. Those are not real words. Okay, that's not a real phrase. Okay. I assume if people ask for readings on my channel, they want to hear what's really being told to me. Lisa, you are not 100% sure that you are 100% on what you do. I don't feel it as imposter syndrome. I don't feel it as that, but I feel like you're still a little like this about it, but you're really good at what you do. And so, and I feel like, Lisa, it comes from a place of it was a typo. I feel like your healing comes from a place of incredibly deep trauma, maybe to yourself, but I feel like you've been witness to a great deal of trauma, Lisa. Lisa B, I'll call you because I can't pronounce your last name appropriately. I also feel like, I don't know if you have an injury here or you just, this is where you hold all of your tension. And I also feel like you've got some stomach things going on. And so, something you don't know to do yet. And something you don't know to do yet, Lisa, is to just talk to people, give them free content, do reading. I mean, if you do spiritual healing, you may not do readings or whatever, but it is, even just talking about the things that people have fears about, the things that they're worried about, the things they have questions about. And so it is, yes, you should invest in social media, but by you being the one that's doing the videos or the messages or the whatever, if what you're asking is, should you spend money on an ad campaign? Absolutely not. You will lose every cent. Period. End of story. Every cent. Please don't do it. Please don't do that. Okay. MB, that is also for me, not just Lisa. Okay, Gail. Gail, you just flat out don't like social media. You just, Gail Wyant, you're like, social media. But here's the thing. What if you could come to see, because y'all, let me tell you something. The people that know me, like really know me, they're like, I can't believe you're on social media. What are you doing? Because I'm a hermit, okay? Between being a triple Scorpio and a bear, I never like to come out of my cave. Are you nuts? The world is too people-y. But I do love to teach. And I know, as egotistical and self-centered as that may sound, I really do believe that's my calling. I believe it's always been my calling. I've wanted to teach since I was a kid. So that said, Lisa Snyder, you are not a hermit. You love people too much and they love you too. But here's the thing. I don't really think about this as like, oh, my social media platform or my social media plan or my social media strategy. I'm just I just show up and do what spirit tells me to do. And some people like it, and some people it disturbs their demons and they go away, right? Okay. Gail, you are really a good teacher. A good teacher. So if you can come to think of your investment in social media, Tanya, you are so hermit. If you can come to think of, and the videos fall apart, and yes, I hate social media, right, but also love to teach. That's why they call it an evidential psychic medium, y'all. Beat. And listen, I'm not being flip. I'm not like, ooh, look at Bernadette, because every one of you are an evidential psychic medium. You just got to decide that's what you want to do. Lisa Snyder will tell you. 3 years ago, I told Lisa Snyder she was going to be a professional psychic medium, and she said, I don't resonate with that. And yet, Spirit sent through her, just like Spirit sent through me, a brand new way of working with spirit, totem, and power animals. First time ever on this planet. They sent through Lisa this form of ancient healing with the ancients, that is one of the most powerful sound healing methods I've ever seen in my life. And anyway, so all that being said, so that's the story. That's the story, Gail, is that if you can stop thinking of social media as social media and just think of it as a teaching platform, I think you'll turn it around. I think you'll turn that around, because here's the thing. I'm going to step out of a woo-wooology. That's fantastic. I don't know who you are with that handle, woo-wooology, but I love you already. Okay, here's the story, y'all. I know, right, Lily? So a thing, right, I have a calling for teaching in a school, right? If you just consider Facebook your school or YouTube your school or whatever your school, that's it, right? Okay. So what I will say is that it's really incumbent upon us all. I mean, listen, by the time you start walking a spiritual path, I've got to believe that you believe that you've got a purpose that you came here for. Like, you came to do service, you came to contribute, you came to learn, you came to just be part of the mix, right? And I've never seen unhappier, sicker people in my life than people who get up every day and do, aw, Jade, that's cool. This teaching talk is an answered prayer. I love that. See, that's why I do what I do. I just love that. Aww. Okay. So honest to God, in my, when I had an office, I've been reading, y'all, I was doing all online readings before COVID made it cool. And in my readings, and whether in my office or online, I would say a good 50 or 60% of the people that showed up in front of me were people that their lives were falling apart. They were so miserable inside because they were in relationships that were toxic. They were in jobs that were toxic. And yet they had a million reasons of why they couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. They couldn't. Oh, well, I can't help you if you are convinced that you can't. I cannot help you. That nobody can help you. You're not even helping yourself. Come on now. And I taught, listen, y'all got to please understand, when I say things like that, I'm not casting aspersions and I'm not pointing a finger and casting judgment. You know what? I'm supposed to be laying off the sugar. I had me a miniature Oreo blast from Sonic the other night. Yes, I did. Regretted it. Did I regret it? Gave me a headache. Sugar gives me a headache lately, but I'll get there. I'm getting off of it. It's the first time I had one in I don't even know how many weeks, but nobody's perfect. We're all just on a journey. That's it. So cut yourself some slack, right? Okay. Have been a Boy Scout master. That's awesome. Yum. Oh, Lisa, it was so good. No, Tanya, you totally called me out. No, I got there. I did go the other night, Tanya. Tanya and I were talking about blasts on Facebook. And I got there and I didn't have a taste for Snickers. But I did get an Oreo one. Okay, maybe the sugar headaches will help. Okay, so who else has got Snickers is way better than Oreo? Little C, big C. I think if you put them together, Snickers and Oreos, it's the divine triad: ice cream, Oreo, and Snickers. Okay, all right. I need questions. Who's got questions for Mama Bear? Okay. Obadina Tucker. That's a cool name. Greetings. I want to find out about the energy surrounding my transition to the police department and the mental blockage I'm having with one of my physical tests. So Obadina, gosh, I hope that's the way to pronounce your name. Lordy be, I hope that's the way to pronounce your name. I don't know that you're having a mental blockage in the way that you think. What you've got with this test is truly difficult for you. Truly difficult. When I was a kid, I couldn't run. Snails ran faster than I could, and I couldn't run a long distance. But if you wanted a car picked up, I'm that strong. Well, I used to be that strong. So when we would do, like, when I was a kid, we had to do physical therapy tests and that kind of thing. You had to pass a certain threshold or whatever. I couldn't do it. And I would practice and I would cry, and I just didn't, it wasn't my thing, man. I just couldn't, my muscles, plus I was chunky, and anyway, it was a nightmare. But I do feel like you really do have a challenge with this particular test. But what I'm also being told is that if you will work with a trainer, like a sports trainer, or maybe even a physical therapist, they can give you a better way to go about doing what it is that you're trying to do. And then you're going to find that you can actually do it. And that's going to change your mental blockage. That's going to change your mental blockage. And also, you didn't ask about it, but in terms of synchronicity, I feel like you've had that on your mind. I feel like you have had on your mind, or you've seen something about trainers or physical therapy or something like that. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Obadina. Tracy Liberty, insight into a possible house residential move, 10 years. Okay. Is that an investment, Tracy? Insight into a possible house residential move. Tracy, I'm being told it shouldn't take 5 years for you. I'm being told you should make it happen sooner because you can. And I don't know why. I'm confused as to why you think it's 5 to 10 years out. It's not. That makes no sense. No, something's going to happen where you're going to wake up and go, oh, I don't have to wait that long. It doesn't have to be like that. Also, Tracy, if I may, you didn't ask about this, but this is a message that's coming. It's time for you to expand your reading practice. I don't know if you've backed off of doing readings, or you went on a hiatus, or you just haven't wanted to grow it, or you don't know how to grow it, whatever, but it's time for you to grow your reading practice. So get with the program, sister. I hope that's helpful. Party at Tracy Liberty's new house. Okay. Questions. Hey, Dylan Griffin. Long time no see, brother. Crows. They are a manifestation of magic. Okay. Oh, my God. Cherry B, you had a frap. I'm jelly. Oh, Darlene Stanhope. Should I continue to invest in my job or move on? Move on. That message came so fast. I don't like the feeling of the job that you have now. I don't like the feeling of the people around there. I don't like the location. I don't like that. There's nothing I like energetically about the job you're in at all. And I feel like it's a complete departure from what you really want to do. Darlene Stanhope, does this make sense to you? Darlene Stanhope, does that make sense to you? You're welcome, Lisa. Lisa B. Ben Sus. I can't. I'm done trying to pronounce your name. You're welcome, D. Have a great day. Give thanks. I have one of my old teammates here to help me prep for it. Oh, it's a pain tolerance thing I'm trying to get over. Right. Okay, there you go. Okay. So there's the physical therapy. There's the trainer. Okay, perfect. So, Obadina, let me just tell you this. I would really encourage you for the value of your life as a whole, Obadina. I would really encourage you to get past the pain tolerance thing, because you're a fear jerker. You have always had a habit of, when you're in fear of something, you jerk away and you run away.
You haven't, this is one of the first things in your life that you have gone, you know what? I'm pushing through. I'm doing this. I'm not calling you out. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm not accusing you. I'm not saying you're anything other than wonderful. We all have our foibles. We all have our things we have to work on. But this is critical, this pain tolerance thing, this is critical for you to work through. Because going into the police department, that is not the time to tuck tail and run. I don't care what you're going to do in the police department. You could be pushing papers. It is not the time to tuck tail and run. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Hold on. Let me go back to who I was going to. Darlene, bad energy. Right. Yeah. I don't care for it. I would get right out of it. And further, Darlene Stanhope, synchronistic. Y'all, this is the perfect thing. Okay. Listen, when I step into Darlene Stanhope's energy, not only is she not experiencing synchronicity in this nutty job, but everything there goes awry. It's like Keystone Cops around that place. It's like if anything can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. And she's looking around going, "What? How did this go sideways? What? How did this go sideways? True or not true, Darlene?" And that's because there's not a lick of energy that's aligned in that place. It's just a big fragmented hot mess. Yes, it is. Yes, it is what? Yes, it is what, Darlene? A big fragmented hot mess? I guess that's what you mean. Hey, you guys, when you respond, if I could please ask you to kindly put what you're answering, that would be great. True. Thank you, Darlene. Okay. A mess. Okay. That way I know that I'm in the right energy, because there's like, I don't even know how many of y'all, and I'm trying to stay locked on someone's energy. Okay. Oh, plenty of time. Okay. Starlight, facing homelessness with my pets. Will it work out where I live in Michigan now? Will something come through? I don't want to part with pets. I'm very sorry you're experiencing that. Starlight, I feel like there's somebody else that you're trying to lug along with you. Like you're trying to pull the load for not just yourself and your pets, but for somebody else also. I feel very strongly about that. You got to cut that. You got to cut it loose. That energy is dragging you down, and that's not going to be fun. No, I don't think something will come through. I think you will come through, and that's very different. Something is nebulous, but there's something going on in you right now where you have looked up and you've looked around your life and gone, okay, I can't live like this anymore. I'm not going to live like this anymore. And you've started to take control of your own situation and your own self. And so I would encourage you to stay on that. There's a strength that's building in you. It seems like very horse-like energy, very horse-like energy. And somebody around you loves dinosaurs. There's some kind of dinosaur synchronicity with you. Starlight, dinosaur synchronicity. Okay, you're very welcome, Darlene. Yay! I'm glad you feel lighter. Yeah, dump the energy that's dragging you under, because they don't do their share. They're never going to do their share, and they're gonna drown you. The same as why people, if you are in lifeguard training, they train you to subdue the person that's drowning, because they'll climb slap right up over you and drown you trying to save themselves. You subdue them and you get them out. Okay. Okay. Oh, Nikki, yeah, it could be you too. Okay. So Starlight, follow that that feeling you have. It literally has just started. I feel like you've floundered for a really long time, and you're starting to step into the seat of your own power. Starting to step in the seat of your own power. Okay. And anything about horses and dinosaurs. I don't know what this dinosaur connection is, but I feel like that is going to be the synchronicity, and the If you'll work with horse energy, that'll get you up and out of what's going on. Okay. Short arms. That's funny. Okay. Okay. Okay, I have a question. Who in the chat this morning? Who in the chat this morning is experiencing chest problems or breathing problems? Who's having chest problems or breathing problems? This next reading is for you. I'm having trouble getting a big deep breath up under me. You're welcome, Starlight. You're going to be okay because you're going to make it okay. No joke. I had a vision of 2 pterodactyls yesterday. That's funny, Jules. Ashley, you're having chest and breathing problems? Okay, listen. Hey, Tava, you missed your story. Okay, Ashley. It's not for you, Tanya. I know your energy. Tava, you're having breathing problems? What? You're not allowed. I'm sorry, Dylan, you just had heart surgery? Oh my gosh. Is it okay if everybody sends you beautiful love and energy and great healing? Dylan. I'm sending you a mama bear hug. Okay, listen, Ashley. Dawn, I've been doing this for forever. I'm a tough old broad. I'm a lot stronger than I appear. I know I appear to be fragile and delicate. That's how. Plus, I always count on spirit to tell me what I need to know for who I need to know. I really do this for service. No joke. I just love it. All right. For those of you that are having the chest issue and in particular the breathing issue, that can't get a good breath up under you, I feel like you have been holding your breath for years. It's very difficult for you to breathe, period. But you're in a situation, I feel like the mama bear in me wants to find you wherever you are and come there wherever you are and sit there with you, just sit in the background and just be like, la, 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 like totally out of the situation until the drama starts, and then you don't deal with it, I'll deal with it. There's this weird protective thing I've got going, and I feel like you're surrounded by a situation where it's trying to oppress you, hold you down, hold you back. I don't think so. So you got to get out of that situation. You've got to grab a deep healing breath and be like Wonder Woman with her amulets, because I don't like the, hey Mark, you're not late, you're always on time, you're a wizard, wizards are always on time. Yeah, there's something about that with the yeah, for those of you that are not, yeah, Ashley, I've been holding my breath for years, right? Exactly. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, stop holding your breath, because let's be clear, I'm not a medical professional of any kind. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not giving you a diagnosis. I'm not doing any of those things, just like I'm not a financial advisor. VV Omi. Okay, what I am telling you, Ashley, and anybody else that's having this issue, is that it's starting to affect you truly physically, in the physical realm. And if you don't get with the program about that breath thing in your chest, you could experience some physical manifestations of that breath thing. Okay, Tava, you could experience that. Please don't do that. I don't know you, but I get the feeling you're young. Hey Georgie the pirate. Hey Georgie. I get the feeling that it would, yeah. Okay. So don't see me rocking back and forth. Yeah. Okay. I'm a witch. Okay, hold on. Let me go. I'm still not done with the chest thing. Okay, so for those of you that are having for those of you that are having breath-related, chest-related issues, I'm hearing that you've had some serious, serious trauma to your heart chakra, and you have tampered back, cut off, put in a box and put up on the shelf your feelings, your heart feelings. Oh, see, we were having such a good time, Eula Richard, and you had to bust up in here and be a jackass. Okay. Ooh, God. Okay, but you're blocked now. Okay. So, I would recommend that you all do some work around the heart chakra to get it back in a place of receptivity, to jumpstart it again, to reawaken love of all kinds, because you've got it in shutdown now. It's the same as if somebody would, that's what we say over here in the South, Pearl, jackass. We really do. So, there's something it's not okay about your heart. And I'm not telling you have a heart problem. Please don't leave this reading and think I said that. I didn't say that. What I said was, what Spirit said was, it's about the heart chakra and the shutting it down. And it would, that's not going to work for you. That's going to disempower you. That's going to make you miserable and depressed. I'm not a medical professional. That's just not going to work for you, because in particular, those of you all that are having the breathing heart things, you're just extraordinarily loving people. Like, those people that are having the breathing issue and the heart and shutdown issue, honest to goodness, your dream in life would be to do nothing but help others in any way that resonates with you. Healing, helping them with their finances, helping them with their, I don't know, taking the bar, anything. And for some reason you feel like they, you feel like you can't pay your bills doing that. So you went a different way, but you can pay your bills doing that. I don't know why that was so important, but it was. I hope that helps. Okay, little C, big C. Don, I didn't call you a jackass. I called the scammer a jackass. There might come a day I call you a jackass, Don. It might happen. I doubt it. You're too nice. So little C, big C. Yes. I don't remember exactly your question. It was something like, I'm a witch. Should I do readings? Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Immediately. Like this afternoon. Let us know when you're going to be live. Rosa, your heart chakra is so shut down, so to last marriage. It can happen. It can happen. You're welcome, Ashley. Good luck with you, honey. Oh, I'm sorry, Dawn. I misread your question. You were told jackass is a term of endearment. That's funny. To some people it is. Which is scary. Okay. Questions. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome, Ashley. Teapot. I hope it's okay. I'm going to tell you this, but it's what just came to me. I asked Spirit who the next person was, or what the next person was, and it's for you. Teapot, did you discover something new health related with yourself, or did something crop up again health related? It may be old, but it's been away for a long time and now it's flared up again, or you just discovered something new about your health. Here's the message. Okay, right. Here's the message, Teapot. It's okay. It's like all I can see is phew, it's come and gone. It's come and gone. It's come and gone. So relax. It's okay. It's okay. It's come and it's going to go whee and it's going to be gone. Okay. Hope that helps, Teapot. Where do you watch World of Dance videos? I missed this conversation. World of dance. What? Okay. I feel like there's a big clearing. Hey, Georgie. Have you guys met Georgie the pirate? So Georgie is one of the cats that I adopted just recently. And Georgie, in one of his 9 lives, was a pirate, as exemplified by his eye that has to come out at some point. Smile for the camera. See the eye? He's got a terrible glaucoma thing. And so Georgie has said that in one of his 7 lives, he was a pirate, and he wishes to be a pirate again. And he wants to go on great adventures, great adventures, getting all the loot, buried loot, treasure, kitty cat treats all around the world, and getting hugs and kisses from obliging wenches. So that's what's happening in my household. We've got a whole pirate theme going on. Okay. Worry is the fertilizer of all problems. It surely is. Okay. Darlene, Georgie, Miss Darlene is flirting with you. Get out of my water. Georgie is beautiful. Also attitudinal. All black cats are. Bye. Wow. I sing Putting on the Ritz to him all the time because he's in a tuxedo. He doesn't like it. He wants, Georgie is a mushy baby, Tanya. For those of you that don't know Keith, I love that. Listen, if you all are thinking about adopting a cat, please consider adopting a black cat. They are the least adopted, the most euthanized, and the most abused cats ever. People are jackasses, since that's a term this morning, and for some reason still think they bring bad luck. Come on, it's 2021. Okay. Everybody say thank you to Tanya, because through Tanya, these babies were able to be rescued, and it's just this crazy story. So, also somebody here has a, I'll take them all, right? Tanya, that's it. We'll open a black cat ranch. You and I'll move to Georgia, or no, you're moving to, I'm not moving to the frozen state. Okay. Somebody here has a headache right now, and or a significant pain behind their eyes, or they have a chronic problem with their eyes and they're feeling it this morning. Who is this, please? Who is this, please, with the headache? Yes. Yes, Dylan, you should. Right now, this very moment. You need me to call somebody for you, Dylan, and have them tote that cat over to you? Yes. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You're the perfect. Thank you, Ash. 3333. Ashley, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for the donation. All right, who is it with the headache and or the pain behind their eyes? Happy birthday, Tiffany. Or Rosa, your eyes have been very blurry, and or you've a string of migraines. Okay. And also somebody has a chronic something that is wrong with their eyes. They contend with a chronic thing that comes and goes. It feels like somebody hit me in the eye. Floaters, headaches every day. Jules. Okay. Girl. Oh. I think the dogs will be okay, Dylan, except for one of them. One of them is going to be aggressive with the cat. So just careful. Okay. So this is for the people. Oh, chronic eye allergies. Okay. Yep. All right, Tracy. It's got to be for you then. And also the other people that said they're having chronic migraines, chronic blurriness. Okay. Here's what's happening. And this has to do with synchronicity. For those of you that resonate with this, with the headaches, the migraines, the pain behind the eye, my eyes are stinging so bad right now that I'm like, and it's not me, and I feel like somebody's punched me in the eye. Y'all are working too much, says the person that is a self-admitted workaholic. Pirate is a language setting on Facebook. Oh my God. I've got to find that. That's fantastic. I'm giving this serious message. Oh my gosh. And I see pirate is a language setting on Facebook. This is why I love y'all. Okay, listen, y'all. For y'all that are having this thing, y'all are either working too much or you're worried about something financial related, which is work related, but it's about the work. It's just too much. It's too much. And further, you don't really like it. You don't really like it. So why are you doing it? Now, let me tell you something. I come under fire a lot when I say to people, then why are you doing it? People are like, Bernadette, it's just not that easy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Yep, it sure is. And it just really boils down to, what do you want your days to be like? Now, I'm not saying to walk out of everything that you're doing and put yourself in harm's way. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the time investment that you're spending being bothered about the amount of work that you're doing, how much time you're putting in, so on and so forth, that's sacred time and sacred space you could be taking doing something else. Let me tell you this. I had somebody say to me the other day, I laughed at this person. Thank you, girl. Thank you, Tava. Thank you. Thank you, Tara Lynn. Appreciate that a lot. I had somebody say to me the other day, stop. I was like, what? And they're like, do you realize that you just said like six new veins of your business you're going to create this year? I was like, yeah. Bernadette, stop. That's what gets you in trouble. You create this, and then you up this, and then you up this, and the next thing you know, you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Stop it. They're right. But here's the thing. I love creating. I love coming up with new ideas. I love working with spirit in a co-creation to come up with new things that will be helpful, that will be magical, that will be healing. I love it. You're welcome. Or thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that a lot. Shiba dog. Is that like the Shiba Inu token that's going to lose everybody money? Okay. So, y'all, you didn't see me, but I do this a lot. People that get readings with me, you'll know. I have this baby Rider-Waite Smith Tarot deck, and when I'm just kind of thinking, I'll work with the deck, and I was told, stop. Y'all, it's the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man in the arc is the bat. And the bat... and people get all flustered about this card. They're like, oh my God, what did he do wrong? They've got him hanging upside down. He's beating... I know, they're so cute, Axie. A baby deck. I'm like, no, that's not what that card means. What that cards mean is they can see things from a different perspective. And that's what bats are all about. They can't see, but boy, they can echolocate like a mojo, right? Okay. So that's true, Tanya. I'm not happy unless my mind's going constantly. It's true. So all that being said, those of you that are having these migraines, these headaches, these problems with your eyes, period, end of story, it is work related. It is career related, hence a bit finance related. You're just not seeing things the way you should see them. There is a different perspective and a different way you're supposed to see this, which has everything to do with what it is it's really calling you. My mom used to say, look, if other people can make a living doing this, why can't you? If other people can do this, why can't you? That was a good lesson she taught me. Now, I've gotten myself into some situations where I actually couldn't do I really couldn't do those things I thought I could, but I couldn't. You know, that's how we learn, but I tried. It's real hard to fault somebody for that. Really hard to fault somebody for that. Y'all, I'm going to tell you a story. Tara Lynn Vike, thank you very much. That we'll have a conversation about that donation later, Tava. But thank you. I feel like some of you that are having this headache thing are having a thing. I do have a thing going on about my feet, Cheryl. Yes, I do. I'm actually going to a podiatrist for the first time in my life, like 2 days after I get back from vacation. Thank you. I do, Cheryl. those of you that are having the headache seeing thing, part of what is causing the issue is I feel like you're fearful of what others will think, how they will view you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. I feel like there's some fear there about what others will think. Well, let me tell you something. When I was a kid in high school, I don't know what possessed me. I thought I wanted to be a cheerleader. Y'all, I was rotund as I could be in high school. Terrible cystic acne. A cheerleader, they have to be gymnasts. What did I could tap dance-ish. Boy, I could swing a bat and hit a softball out into the next county. I couldn't do all that junk. So I decided I wanted to be the mascot. That was right up my alley. I'd put on that suit and I'd just get all in because then I would be popular. I'd be popular. So even the mascot had to audition. And what you had to do was on a Friday night, you had to go out with the football, on the football field with the cheerleaders, and you had to do what you would do if you were a mascot. When I look back on it now, I can't even imagine how embarrassed people were for me. But I will tell you that every cheerleader on that team treated me with the utmost respect. Now, I didn't get to become the mascot, and rightly so. But they were so respectful of me that I tried. Nobody made fun of me. And that has always really meant something to me. And so what I want to tell you is, God, I haven't thought about that story in probably 20 years. And I haven't told that story maybe ever. So for those of you that have this thing going with your head, your headaches, your eyes, some of it is wrapped up in what other people will think. Who cares? It only matters what you think. It only matters what you think. And what's the mantra? What is it we're doing, y'all? Long live. Oh God, I forgot about it now. What's our chant? Somebody tell me the chant that we came across this morning. Long lasting abundance. Long live abundance. Something like that. Somebody put that in the chat. I've already forgotten it. Okay. One more question and I got a scooter poop. It is amazing what you've got to do to get ready to go on vacation. I'm going to need a vacation. Thank you, Krista. I'm going to need a dang vacation just from my vacation. All right. Actually, what I'm going to do is, no matter who you are and what you got going on, long lasting abundance. Okay. Keith Fletcher, do you want to do something where you organize events for people? I feel like you've got a thing going on. Boy, you would be excellent at organizing events for people. Thank you, Ashley. All right, I'm pulling a card for everybody. Hold on, let me get in the flow. I'm in Keith's flow, and I'm in Keith's flow. Hold on. Well, okay then. Ooh, the bald eagle, the emperor. That would be Georgie. So the bald eagle says, but yeah. And I think, Keith, I really do think you're going to be, oh God, if I go dark, it's because the cat stepped on the keyboard. Apparently my desk and my keyboard belong to him now. And yeah, I'm having problems setting boundaries with Georgie. He's not having any of it. Okay, listen, y'all. Whatever this is on your mind, whatever's on your heart, Georgie says, and Bald Eagle says, Keith, oh my God, I love eagles, right? Isn't it crazy how this kooky stuff works, y'all? Okay. Tyrand Whisperwind. You know what? I would love to name an animal something that cool. All right, so listen, y'all. Something about the emperor and the bald eagle with every one of you, whatever you have had on your mind or on your heart, you got to step up to the plate and be the ruler of your own kingdom. Now, emperors are different than managers. Emperors are different than supervisors. Emperors are, it could be argued they're even different than kings. It could be argued. Thank you, Jules. Okay, a purple cat. That's awesome. So it can be hard to be an emperor. It really can be hard to be an emperor. But remember, Remember, today is about synchronistic events, synchronicities. If you've ever asked yourself, what are these signs from the universe? What is synchronicity trying to tell me? So, all of that and above. Yes, the answer is yes, specifically as regards investment. Now, I feel like that's where sensitives slide sideways, is they get so wrapped up in going with the flow, moving through the world very gently. They see control of their own sphere as somehow not spiritual. Actually, nothing could be less spiritual than to just throw your hands up and let the universe bop you around like one of those, those big things that you see at car dealerships that wave in the wind. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not helpful for you at all. Also, one more thing is I'm so professional. Oh, Angel Heart, that's right. Cow is the Empress and the Emperor came out. What? Okay. Wow. That's true. Okay. One last message, and then I got to get up and out of here, or Georgie's going to climb on my head, because he does that. He will climb slap up on your head and chew my hair. I don't know what it is about my hair he loves. I will bet a dime to a donut, that so many of you in the reading today, in the live, are trying to consider what of your life's work to take to the next level. If I could take a poll, I bet you at least 90% of you all. And in this moment, you're being told, yes, absolutely, work with eagle energy, work with the Emperor archetype from the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and work with the eagle from the Ark if you have the Ark. And absolutely know that you can do well for yourself and your family by going in the direction you know you're being called to go in. That any reason that you feel like you can't is just a false paradigm, period, end of story. So, I'm petting him. If y'all, I'm petting him, okay? And his tail is still like, you're pissing me off. Okay. So, I love you guys. I got to go take care of Georgie because he is blue and he doesn't know where to go to. He's going to go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz. All right. I love y'all. I will miss you terribly on my vacation. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the little ringy dingy bell thingy. Hey, and listen, if you love today's reading and healing, I'd love for you to share it on social media. I will miss you all terribly, but I will be back in about a week and a half. So what's the thing that we all do, right? Long-lasting prosperity. What is it? Long-lasting something. And do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild.